Hi, it's me, it's Monica, and today I'm going to talk about kind of an oddball little hobby of mine that I've had over the years and that I don't really talk much about on social media because honestly it just doesn't come up, right? It's not a topic that gets brought up. It's not something people generally talk about unless you're in like a forum that's specifically about that. But I was wearing this dress, which I call Tropical Fish. I got this dress at the Goodwill shop used for $9.99. It is just an absolutely super cute, super gorgeous, like little dress. You see it's got fish and a coral reef on there. And the reason why I love, one of a kind little dresses like this. But another reason that I got this dress is that I actually studied marine biology when I was in college. So I went to college for a few years after high school. I started working when I was 15 in a grocery store, and I moved from grocery into retail. I even worked at a bakery at one point. I worked odd jobs in warehouses, and I even worked at an aquarium one time, kind of with my marine biology and my background of when I was studying it in college. I worked for about 8 months at an aquarium. And, I had all these like really weird, odd jobs before I started my career, career, which is, my office work and my job that I do now, which I started when I was in my early 20s. Kind of never ended up finishing school. So I studied journalism and English kind of as my main focus when I was in college. But kind of to round out my studies and, kind of learn a little bit more about something that I was really interested in, I studied marine biology, kind of marine sciences, aquariumology, if you will. So, I went out on a research boat and we drug the bottom and like looked at the stuff that was in there. There was an aquarium at the school that I helped, work in the actual tanks, take care of the animals. Every once in a while we would have like shows where we brought people in to show them the aquarium and I would help with those. And, like I said, I worked at an actual, like, real, like, city aquarium for about 8 months at one point when I was in college as well. And so, because I was wearing this dress, this really cute little tropical fish dress, I thought I would, tell you about that. So, when I was really young, probably about 9 or 10, my parents got a fish tank. And it was a freshwater tank, and they had a couple of angelfish and some like really cool stuff. And we had it for a couple few years. Ultimately, in the end, my little brother, he actually started walking and he started dropping stuff in the tank on the fish, like not really understanding what he was doing. And so my parents ended up, just forget it, we're getting rid of the tank, we're not going to have it anymore. But when I got a little bit older and I was in high school, I kind of wanted to do that again. So I bought a tank and I had it in my parents' room, freshwater tank, started out with like a little 10-gallon tank. And I had that for about 3 or 4 years. And then finally I progressed into a saltwater tank. Had this long standing, saltwater tank in the corner. And so actually by the time I moved out of my parents' house, I had 3 aquariums in my room, in my bedroom at my parents' house. I had a little freshwater tank that had a bunch of, freshwater, kind of like river style fish. I had another freshwater tank that actually had a little turtle in, a red ear slider, that I got in 1995. And she's actually downstairs here at my house today. She's 24 years old, this little turtle that I've had since 1995. But she was there with me in my room at my parents' house. And then I had a long, kind of standing, tall, saltwater, actual real saltwater tank. I had, some damsels in there. I had a yellow tank. I had a blue tank at one point. Some little crabs. I had anemones, clownfish, and just had a blast with it. When I moved into my home, I bought my house and I moved into my own house. I brought the tanks with me and I kept them going. I actually had 7 tanks downstairs in the living room and kitchen area at one point. Saltwater, one saltwater tank, the rest were freshwater. I had my turtle that I brought with me. We actually ended up with a second turtle over the years. I had these, little red fire belly newts, and I still have one of them. I brought them both with me when we got our house in 2002, and one of them actually passed away in 2018, so 16 years. And then the other one that I still have down there is, I feel, at least 18 years old at this point, maybe even a little bit older, and still going strong. So I just wanted to make a video to talk about that. It's one of those things that like I never talk about on social. We never get asked about it, but it's one of those hobbies that I have, and I'm thinking maybe some of you have a similar hobby, right? Do you have fish tanks? Do you have reptiles? Do you have, saltwater tanks, things like that? I'm down to just my reptiles. The saltwater tank, I let it go after we'd been here for about 4 or 5 years because it's so much work. And then the other tanks I just kind of let go as stuff died off, as the fish died off, because with the water and all the other stuff, it's just so much work. So basically now I'm down to the 2 turtles and the 1 newt that's downstairs. I still have the 3 tanks going. I don't know what I'm going to do, as, they kind of get older and, obviously are going to pass away at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them or not, but like I said, there's a little known fact about Monica, a little bit of Monica trivia for you. I studied marine biology, I studied marine sciences, I studied aquariumology, aquarium sciences when I was in college. And I took that knowledge with me, and I had tanks. I worked at an aquarium, and just, kind of had a lot of fun with it over the years. So anyways, just wanted to make a quick video while I was wearing my tropical fish dress to talk about that. So feel free to reach out to me, comment if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, reach out to me on direct message and, hey, Monica, I have fish tanks. Oh my God, I know what you're talking about being so much work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I love you all. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're enjoying my videos. I hope, you're enjoying getting to know me a little bit better, know a little bit more about, me and my stuff and my weird, quirky hobbies like, fish tanks and reptiles. And just would love to hear from you. Reach out and say hi. Can't wait to hear from you.